to be recorded. Good. And let's go ahead and come to seated. So whatever that looks like for you, if you need to sit in a chair or if you can sit comfortably on the floor, the legs can be crossed or extended out. So when I say comfortable seat, I really mean it. Really be in a position where your sit bones drop into the mat and you can lengthen up through the crown. And just take a moment to arrive. We are entering a new month, a new series. We are talking about nurturing. And so a lot of times when we think of nurturing, right, we think of like children or babies or things like that. But really, we want to nurture ourselves every day, our body, our minds, our emotions. And so as you sit up nice and tall, as you feel into the body, maybe just think about that word. Because every time we have an offering, like it means something different to each one of us. The way I would define nurturing is probably different than you would, or how that feels in my body when I feel like I'm being nurtured. Right? Like, where do we feel that? So just take a moment to arrive and begin to sort of call in this felt sense of nurturing. And if I were to ask you to define it, what would you say? If I were to ask you what nurturing feels like, what would you sense? And as we move through this sort of full body flow today, I just want to see if we can play with bringing that quality in. So if there's a definition, if there's a felt sense, for me, when I'm being nurturing, it's a lot about being mindful. It's a lot about really paying attention to my body, to my breath, to my emotions. And sometimes it means backing off. And sometimes it means allowing myself to go a little bit further. Sometimes nurturing absolutely does mean sort of moving the edge, either further out or closer in. And so whatever it means for you, may we explore that in the practice today. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, just place your hands at your heart or hand to heart or belly in a way that feels nurturing for you. And do you feel like you nurture yourself? Do you feel like you are nurtured by any other aspects of your life? Do you feel like you nurture others? Take a big breath in. Hold it at the top. And then exhale, let it go. Take your hands down to your shins or your knees. Let's just start to circle the spine, one of my favorite ways to warm up. And when we're talking about a quality like nurturing, it's often nice to be more in the right brain, which is the creative, intuitive, visual. The right brain controls the left side of the body. And as we start to move into the more creative, intuitive, visual part of the mind, if nurturing had a color, if there was a color that you would use for nurturing, what would it be? And maybe the practice can be just as simple as breathing in and out that color. Or if we're working in a certain body part that needs more nurturing, breathing in and out that color. And that was something I learned a long time ago with visualization and meditation. Sometimes just giving a color is a great way to infuse our practice with more intention and start to bring that more meditative quality in. So if nurturing has a color, has a sensation, and sometimes it feels silly to play with things like that, but that's what we're here for on the mat. We're here to play, we're here to explore. This is our little bubble of nurturing, body, mind, emotion, heart. Go ahead and reverse the direction. Keep your hips down. Relax the head and neck. So we do want to feel this movement sort of spiraling from the sit bones to the crown of the head. Relax the jaw. And it's pretty warm in most places right now. So the body might be feeling already a little warm, a little heavy, a little tired. And so again, how can we bring that quality of nurturing to it? Sometimes it's a lot to show up to practice on hot days. And that's why for the month of July, we're talking about nurturing. Because sometimes it actually is the best thing for us to get to the mat and move and breathe and stretch and help the body to continue to detoxify and balance out, regulate the temperature. Good. Now the next time you come forward, crawl your hands forward and just stretch into your hips and your back. You might stay up on your fingertips or you can lower down. Rock your hips a little bit. So make sure your sit bones are rooted into the earth. Relax your shoulders, let your head and neck go. We'll stretch out the neck here in a moment. And then bring it up. Take your hands behind you and lift the chest so you can tuck your chin or roll your heart open. And then bring it back. So switch the cross of the legs if you're cross-legged, or just make sure that you are sitting comfortably. Reach your fingertips down into the mat. Shrug the shoulders down. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Reach the left fingertips into the mat a lot. Maybe take the right hand and rest it like a paperweight on the left temple. Soften your shoulders and your face. So again, that color of nurturing as we open the neck. Release the hand. Turn your chin towards your right shoulder. Stretch out the little scalene muscles. And then bring the head back to center. Gently shake your head right and left. Keep pressing your fingertips down into the mat. And then let the left ear drop to the left shoulder. Oof, the right side of my neck is really tight today. Push the right fingertips down. Maybe left hand comes up like a paperweight. Soften your shoulders and your face. Ground your hips. Release that left hand. Turn your chin to your left shoulder. Feel the little muscles opening, all these little muscles through the body, sending that nurturance to. And then bring the head back up to center. This time drop your chin to your chest. Allow the weight. Place your hands on your thighs. Bring your head back to neutral. Roll your shoulders. One way. Hear that little crackling and popping. And then the other. Squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. And then exhale, release. Walk your hands forward. Maybe up on your fingertips, or maybe you lower to your forearms. Press your bottom down, shake out your head, stretching out the other hip. Also opening up the low back. So just gently nurturing the body to warm up as we begin our flow. Inhale. Exhale, bring it up. Bring your hands behind you. Curl your chest up, soften your elbows, open your chest, maybe lift the chin or tuck it back. Inhale here, keep the left hand where it is. Exhale, take the right hand to the left knee. Walk the left hand back behind you, but keep that nice lift in the spine. Maybe keep the gaze slightly up or turn the chin towards the left shoulder. Draw the belly in as you wring out the spine. And then take that right hand behind you, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, find that big lift, inhale, exhale, left hand to the right knee, walk that right hand back behind you, keep the gaze slightly up, find that long twist. And then slowly unwind, extend your legs out in front of you, give them a little shake out. And then rock out your hips a little bit. So just releasing the hip flexors. Make your hands into little fists and just kind of bang into the inseam of the leg. So not the bone. And then the out seam. Is that a thing? Yes, out seam, inseam, out seam. So again, when it's hot out, things just get tight and tense. So just bringing some blood flow into the legs. Good. And then bend your knees. Squeeze the legs together. Lean back, feel your core engaged. Keep your hands at your hamstrings or lift your arms, draw the belly in. Can you lift up through your chest a little bit more? Big breath. Exhale, round in for a moment. Squeeze the knees together. Make sure you're up on your sits bones. Lean it back, feel the core engage. Hands stay at the belly and lift the chest. Maybe lift one leg. Lift up through the heart. Take a big breath. Exhale, release, give a little rock. Make sure you're up on those sits bones, knees together, lean back. Hands to hamstrings, hands up, maybe opposite leg. Can you lift your chest a little more? So lifting up through the sternum, soften the jaw, and bring it down. One more time, up on the sit bones, squeeze the legs, lean back, maybe lift your arms, lift your chest, maybe lift both legs, or any of those other variations. Squeeze the legs together, draw the belly in. Can you lift up through your chest a little more? Maybe lift the arms, big breath. Exhale, cross the ankles, step back to your downward dog. So press the hands down, push yourself back into that upside down V. Feel free to have the feet at least hip width distance, hands at least mat distance apart. Soften your knees, lift your hips, shake out your head. So shrug the shoulders on the back, draw the belly in, and just breathe here. Feel the extension through the whole body. So the hips press up, the heart presses towards the thighs, let the head relax. Soft knees, it's fine if your heels don't touch. Big breath in. Exhale, lower to the knees, toes together, push back, child's pose. Press your hips back, relax your forehead, rock a little bit. Lift your spine, weave the right arm under the left, walk your left hand forward, relax your right ear down. Gentle twist for the shoulders. Switch sides, right hand forward, left arm under right, bring that left ear down, roll your chest open. You can always use pillows or blocks or towels to support the ear, to support the knees. Good, bring it back forward, walk your hands out, push back into that downward dog. Wiggle, stretch, walk it out here. Excuse me, that dry heat. Lift up through the chest, soften, stretch out the calves, stretch out the legs. You can bend one knee a lot as you straighten the other. And then switch. Inhale, back to center. Exhale again, child's pose. Toes together, push the hips back. Inhale. As you exhale, push your hands down, roll up into cat position, round the spine on the knees, top of the feet down. Inhale, drop the belly into cow. Exhale into cat and just flow here. Opening the chest and arching back, stretching out the spine. Press your hands down firmly, press the tops of the feet down, or again, tuck the toes. Opening up a little more, again, coming back to that color of nurturing, just being mindful. We'll kind of bring in these opportunities to nurture through the flow sequence. Good, hold that cat position. And then lower to your forearms, clasp your hands. So press your palms together. Make sure your elbows are under your shoulders and then extend one leg back and the other holding our forearm plank. Now you can lower the knees to the mat if this is too much. Draw the belly in, relax your head. So keep your bottom low, your face soft. So in a position like this, is there any way to bring that nurturance in? Take another big inhale, pull the belly in. Exhale, lower your knees, push back, child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Press your hands down, roll up and back to that downward facing dog. Stretch the spine. Inhale. Exhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Hang over your legs. Feet are comfortably wide, toes are forward, knees soft. You can hold opposite elbows or hold the legs or just let it hang. Just allowing that stretch, just like in down dog. You can bend the knees, wiggle the hips. You can also put your hands on blocks or pillows. Bring the earth a little closer. Press down through the feet. Soft knees, roll it up one vertebra at a time. Roll the shoulders at the top one way. And then the other. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders. Exhale, lower them down. Reach through your fingertips, right ear down to right shoulder, right hand to the left side of the head. Now stretch that left arm out at a 45-degree angle. Turn the palm. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Draw that right chin toward the chin towards the right shoulder. Let's do that. And then lift the head up. Gently shake the head right and left. Reach through your fingertips, left ear to left shoulder. Left hand can come up to the right side of the head. Bring that right arm out at an angle. Maybe flip the palm. Big breath. Exhale, release the hands. Point the chin towards that left shoulder. Draw the head up, chin to chest. Inhale, reach the arms up, big stretch. Look up, right arm down, the right leg, left arm up and over. Open the side body. Shrug the shoulders, draw the belly in. Inhale, up. Exhale, left arm down, right arm up and over. Lengthen through the fingertips, pull the belly in. Inhale, up, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, walk it to your downward dog. Push up into that downward dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, child's pose. Push it back. Roll forward to your forearms. Again, clasp the hands, elbows under shoulders. Extend the legs for forearm plank, or keep the knees the knees lowered. Draw the belly in, soften the face, soften the jaw. Feel the whole body active. And again, activating the whole body is an active nurturing. But can you be gentle? Can you breathe? Inhale. Exhale, knees down, push back, child's pose. Round up into cat position, round into that cat back, arch back. Inhale, melt into cow, open your chest. Exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral spine, pause. Stretch the right leg up, stretch the left arm out. Breathe into the balance. You can always just lift arm or leg. Inhale, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale out. Exhale in. Inhale. Exhale, two more. Inhale. Exhale, last time. Exhale. Hold that balance, lift, lengthen, and then place the left hand down, right knee down. Press your hips up and back for puppy dog. Tops of the feet down, press your hips back, walk the arms forward, forehead down or chest down. Breathe into the upper back, into the upper spine, draw the belly in. Roll it up to all fours, round into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral spine, left leg up, right arm out. Or again, just one arm or leg lifted. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, two more. Last time. Lengthen and hold, really stretch through the limbs, and then place it down, lower to the forearms one more time into that forearm plank. Lift your knees, squeeze the legs, keep the elbows under the shoulders, lengthen through the head, so make sure to shake out the head, keep that neck nice and loose, draw the belly in, whole body on line here, inhale. Exhale, knees down, push back, child's pose. Inhale. Exhale, push your palms down, press it back, downward facing dog. Stretch it back. Look forward, step the right foot up between the hands. Drop the left foot at an angle, circle it up for warrior two. So the shoulders are over the hips. Front knee is bent, so that right knee is over the right ankle. Stretch through your fingertips. Left toes are turning in slightly. Hug everything in as you stretch out. Breathe here. Settle into your warrior two. Whole body on line. And then left arm around the left leg, right arm up and back. Inhale. Exhale, right forearm to the right thigh, left arm overhead. Bend in that front knee a little bit more. The left hand can come behind the back. Squeeze the legs. Inhale. Exhale, place your hands down. Come onto the back toes. So square the hips. Take the right arm to the sky or right hand to the right hip. So twisting open. Bend into that front knee as you open your chest. Exhale the right hand down. Look forward. Step the left foot in about halfway so that you can have your feet both planted, hips square. Soften the front knee, fold over the right leg, connecting to the hamstrings. Feel into that right leg. Inhale. Exhale, walk the hands forward, step back, downward facing dog. Lift up through the spine. Look forward as you're ready. Left foot comes up, right foot drops down. Bring it into that warrior two. Shoulders over hips. Stretch through fingertips. Squeeze the legs. Sending that nurturing color out through the fingertips, out through the toes. Whole body active. Bring the right arm down the right leg. Stretch that left arm up and back as you bend the front knee and draw the belly in. Big breath. Exhale, left forearm to left thigh, right arm overhead or behind the back. Bend into that front knee as you open your chest. Soften your jaw. Inhale. Exhale, place the hands on either side of that left foot. Come onto the back toes so the hips are square. Left arm to the sky or behind the back. Keep bending into that front knee as you open your chest. Inhale. Exhale, place the hands down, walk the back foot in, square the hips, fold over the left leg. Soften the knees. Step the back foot up and fold. Inhale, up halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, circle the arms up, reach up, big stretch, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, back to plank, traditional straight-armed plank. Soften the elbows, pull the belly in, press your hands down. Really draw the core in, relax the neck. So where can you nurture yourself in this pose? For me, it has a lot to do with the face, the neck, the breath. Take a big inhale. Exhale, push back, downward dog. Long line. Inhale. Exhale, child's pose, knees wide, toes together. Press the hands down, roll it up into cat. And then inhale, open your heart into cow. Back to cat. And back to cow. Inhale. As you exhale, lower again to the forearms. This time, walk your legs back into Sphinx. Top of the pelvis down, spread your fingers, lift your chest. Really root through the tops of the feet and the pelvis. Shake your head out. Opening the heart, stretching the abdominals. Pull the belly in, press the pelvis down. Inhale. Exhale, slide your thumbs in line with your chest. Elbows hug in, push the tops of the feet down more. Curl up into cobra. Hug the elbows in, open the chest. Take a big, big breath. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Stretch back. Right foot forward between the hands. Drop that back foot down. Come on up to your warrior two again. So shoulders over the hips. Bend into that front knee. Squeeze the leg. Let's find a flow here. So exhale back to reverse warrior. Inhale it up. Exhale into extended. So gently, slowly follow that flow. Even though this is a more activating warrior flow, can you relax your shoulders, your face? Stay connected to the legs, to the joints. Find that almost dance-like movement, more nourishing to the breath, to the body, to the muscles. Good, and the next time we come into the extension, so right arm down, left arm overhead, hold. See if you can bend a little bit more into that front knee. It's totally fine to take that left hand behind you. Big, big breath. And again, exhale, frame the foot. Come onto the back toes, squeeze the legs, right arm up for the dragonfly twist. Open up, keep bending into the front knee. Lift your heart. And then place the right hand down, walk that back foot in, back into pyramid. Squeeze the legs. Lengthen the spine down the front leg. Good, walk the hands forward, push back, downward facing dog. Left foot comes up, back foot down, warrior two, shoulders over the hips. So set up that warrior two with care. And then as you're ready, we'll flow through that warrior dance, through the extensions. So great for the spine, great for the obliques. Connect the breath and body. So a lot of that nurturance for me is breath. Is it really mindful breath fueled movement? You breathe a little deeper, a little fuller, maybe that nurturing color. Let's hold that extension, left forearm to left thigh, right arm overhead or behind the back. Bend into the front knee, roll your chest open, inhale. Exhale, frame the front foot, come on to back toes, squeeze the legs in, left arm up or left hand to hip. Squeeze as you rotate into that twist. Left hand down, walk the back foot in, fold into pyramid. Can you bow in a little bit more? Lengthen. Shake it out. And then step the back foot up. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees, bow in. Take the hands behind the calves if that's available. Hug in. It's fine to keep the knees soft. Shake out your head. Release your hands. Step back, straight arms plank. Breathe here. Squeeze everything in. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale back to that straight arm plank. We're coming into side plank. So you can either lower the right knee or come onto the right side of the foot, planting the left foot to the midline or stacking or staggering the left foot over the right. Lift your hips, open your chest, top arm up or overhead. Whole body awareness here. Soften the jaw, take a big inhale. Exhale, release. Can you pause and plank? Push back, downward dog. Coming to that second side, so you might lower the left knee and then plant the right foot or stack left foot over right or stagger. And also place the right foot out like a kickstand, but whole body on line. Long breath, long line, opening everything up. I do love my side planks. Inhale. Exhale to plank, pause, and then push back, downward dog, and child's pose. So I've actually called out quite a few child poses today because of our theme. You don't have to take them, but I'm wanting to just encourage them. Press your hands down, roll up into cat. Feel into that cat-cow. And the next, inhale, lower to your forearms, walk the pelvis back, coming into Sphinx, tops of the feet down, pelvis down, roll your chest open. Give it a little shake. Soften the jaw, big, big inhale. Exhale it out. Start to bring the thumbs in line with the chest, the elbows hug to the ribs, press the feet down a little more. Curl up into that cobra, shrug the shoulders, shake it out. Create some space. Inhale, exhale, child's pose. Push it back. Inhale. Exhale. Press down through the hands, push it up and back, downward dog. Take a couple breaths, walk it out. Inhale. Exhale, step or hop up to the hands, fold and inhale up halfway, exhale, release. Inhale all the way up, lift. Hands to heart. Slide your hands to your hips. You can stand in the middle of the mat if that's available. Ground through the left leg, point the right toes, take the right toes behind you. Square your chest, lift your heart. Keep the body on line as you start to shift forward, lifting the right leg. So it might just come up a couple inches. It might come hip height. Hands can stay at the hips or stretch back behind you or out to the sides. Or maybe for some of you, you can lengthen out. So this is our warrior three, or in some traditions, stick pose. Whole body on line. Find that long line through the crown, through the toes. Can you breathe? Good. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it back up. Pause. Take a breath. Send that nurturing through the body. Give a little shake. Hands to hip side two, ground that right leg, point the left toes, take it behind you, lift your chest, maybe start to come forward a couple inches, maybe that foot comes up halfway, what's appropriate with your arms, draw the belly in, lift the chest, can you breathe? And sometimes we need to back out or not come as far. It's one thing I like about coming into warrior three from this position is that we can always back it out, right? Couple more breaths. And then bring it up. Whew. Give yourself a little shake, little rock, side out, releasing any tension from the body. Come back to about hip width distance. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bow down. Couple breaths here. Just such a great pose for the hamstrings and the calves and the neck. And then soft knees, step it back to downward dog. Stretch and veer down dog. Look forward. We'll draw that right knee in, coming into pigeon. So right knee towards the right wrist, open the shin to the left. Square your hips, the back knee is down. If you want to come onto your back, you can cross the right ankle over the left thigh for sleeping pigeon. You can also put support underneath the right hip or the left knee. You can stay upright here, up on your hands, pointing or flexing the front foot, or you can lower down. So this remains my favorite hip opener after 17 years of practicing yoga. So when I'm thinking about nurturing, this is usually a shape I will do, but again, not necessarily for everybody. So again, if you need to come onto the back, take any other sort of support. See if you can really connect to that quality, that color, whatever definition or exploration of nurturing. Can you find it as we move into the hips? And man, maybe not in this pose, maybe this is not a nurturing pose at all for you. And then it's important that we support the body, back out, shift, breathe. We did do some core work and such today. So this is great to stretch out the hip flexors and the glutes from the standing work. And also for me, the hip openers are part of the emotional nurturing the emotional well-being. So like I said, there's nurturing physically, that has to do with our food, our diet, our sleep, our movement, the safety of our environments. And there's the emotional, right? The emotional nurturing, how we tend to our emotional needs if we have appropriate outlets and support. Mental, similar. And then, the heart, the spirit. Just take a few more conscious breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. If you're in pigeon, you can push down to press back to down dog. Give it a shake, a stretch. You can always do child's pose. If you were in sleeping pigeon, you can hug the knees in. And then when you're ready, we'll come into the second side. So drawing that left knee up. If you are in downward dog, back knee is down, hips are square. Any support that you need under the hip or knee. You can stay lifted up on the hand, so you can start to lower down. You can be on the back with the left ankle crossed over the right thigh. And how nurturing can you make your breath on this side? Can you fill up the front, back, and sides of the body? Inhale here. Big exhale out. And if you are in that single pigeon, you can bring yourself up and back to downward dog. Stretch it out. And if you're on your back, you can stay there for a moment, or you'll have the option of inhaling, rolling towards plank. We're not going to stay. We're going to lower the knees, come straight down to the belly. Hug the elbows in, tops of the feet down, roll up into cobra, stretch. Again, through the heart, lift everything up. Exhale, push back into child's pose. One more child's pose today. You can have the arms extended or take the hands back by the feet. Roll out your forehead or rock your hips, or just settle, take a few deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale it out, roll it on up. We're going to transition down to our back. If you have a block or a pillow or any kind of support, if you want to grab it, that would be great. If not, we'll do without. Roll onto your back. Coming into supported bridge, press your feet down. So if you have a block, a book, a firm pillow, a folded towel, roll your hips up, slide the support underneath your tailbone sacrum area, so the little flat triangle area just above your bottom. Gather the shoulders on the back, soften the jaw. So if I'm nurturing, you got to at least do one supported pose. The knees can knock together here. You can turn your palms up. You could also extend your legs straight out. That's going to stretch out the hip flexors a little bit more, but sometimes it's a little much on the low back. You could also come into a full inversion, which is very nurturing and tonifying for the system, by drawing your knees into your chest, maybe extending your legs up to keep the support under the sacrum and tailbone. And now again, come back to really slow, deep breath. Filling the body and emptying the body. And again, you can adjust however you need to here to make this appropriate for you. Just letting there be a little bit of support and ease in this practice. There to rest and receive and check in with that nurturance. There's been some books and a lot of conversation about, shifting our focus as a culture to what we would call nurturance culture, right? Where we really are just so concerned with nurturing ourselves and others. There's an interesting study that showed a lot of people, especially those who identify as female, when they actually get in stress, they don't do fight or flight. They actually do what is called tend and befriend. And so this idea that our evolutionary responses can be adjusted and shifted so we don't always have to be in that fight, flight, freeze. We can also move more into when there's challenges, how do we nurture? How do we tend? How do we befriend? And I really do think a lot of it starts just simply with ourselves, when we have challenging practices or poses, like how do we still bring in that nurturance, that awareness? And just like anything, it's just exploration. It's just conversation that we try out. We keep what we like, we leave the rest. Take another big, big, big breath in here. Sigh it out. Place your feet back on the mat. And then slowly lift your hips, move your prop out of the way if you were using one. Roll it on down. Hug the right knee into the chest. So press the left tailbone down, the left side of the tailbone down. Hug the right knee in. Give it a little rock, release the head. And then hold behind the right thigh, stretch the right leg up. Relax your head and shoulders, breathe into the muscles of the back of the leg. Soften the face, maybe give the head a little shake. Inhale here. Exhale, hug the right knee in. Again, little rock. And then release the right leg. Hug the left knee in. Gently massage here. And then you can extend the left leg up, holding behind the thigh. Maybe pointing or flexing the foot or a little bit of both. Inhale and exhale, hug that left. Now keep the left knee in, bend the right leg for a moment and move your hips. Move your hips to the left. So move your hips a little bit to the left and then slide the right leg down. Take your right hand to your left knee and pull it up and across the body for a twist. Try to roll the left shoulder down. Keep your head neutral or gently roll your gaze to the left. Deep twist. Try to really reach that right leg straight down the midline so the hips are square or stacked, I should say. Inhale. Exhale here, unwind. And then maybe bend the legs up as you bring the right knee in. Move the hips a little bit more right and then slide the left leg down. Left hand to right knee, pull it up and across the body for a twist. Align up the hips, roll the right shoulder down. Find a comfortable position for the neck. My right upper back is really tight right now, so it's hard to roll open. So I've got my right elbow bent. This again, we get that twist, we stretch across the chest. Really releasing the whole body here. Inhale. Exhale, unwind, hug both knees back into the chest. Rock side to side, massaging the back and the belly. And then take your hands behind your hamstrings, tuck your chin, rock yourself up. Feel the core engage, soles of the feet together up on the sits bones. And if you're feeling a little tight and tender here, come back to some circles. Or you can also just forward fold if you're in that more stretchy place. If you're doing circles, just make sure to go the other way after a few breaths. Just letting everything go here. Opening the hips again, releasing the back. Softening the face and the shoulders. Bring it up. Hug the knees in, give yourself a hug. So as we move into a few minutes of relaxation, if you can take your legs up a wall or up a chair, up a couch and get a little mild inversion, that really is very nourishing for the nervous system. You could also just come back onto the back and lie on the back, maybe put a pillow under your knees or your head. If it's not comfortable on your back, you could lie on your side and like put a pillow under the head or between the knees. You could also just sit in meditation, sit comfortably with the eyes closed. But we do want to take at least a couple minutes to receive the practice. So especially, like I said, we're talking about nurturance, nurturing. And so it really is important that we allow relaxation to be part of that we let ourselves be still, that we let ourselves receive the effort. And even though we did sort of an all levels practice and, did a few different things, this is really the time that the body lets go. And most of us don't have times throughout the day where we just allow ourselves to lie down and breathe and rest. So that's a big thing of nurturing for me. Did I take time to lie down and rest when it wasn't necessarily going to sleep? And so relaxation has always been a part of yoga, and it is part of well-being. It is part of nurturing our bodies, our minds, our relationships. And, we do bring this nurturing quality to all aspects of our lives. We bring nurturing to our work, right? To our work environments. How do we nurture ourselves and others? And so let yourself settle into the earth, into the nurturing that is available for you right now. You can cover the eyes. You can come back to breathing in and out that color that you connect to nurturance. Whatever it is you can do to give yourself just these next few minutes to just relax, to be in ease, to be in nurturing, to let go. Slow down the breath. Let yourself soften your face and head, your neck and throat. Feel your chest and your arms all the way to your fingers. Feel them relax. Your solar plexus and your pelvis relaxing. Soften your thighs and knees, your legs, all the way down to the toes. And as you let the body relax all the way down to the toes, can you breathe in that color of nurturing? Let it flood from the inside out, from the toes to the fingers to the crown and back, like waves of light, waves of nurturing, healing waters. And just letting go into that current of relaxation and ease and nurturing. Nurturance is when we receive what we need to function, to optimally function in our roles and relationships. So, to the best of your ability, let yourself receive here and now what is needed, letting everything else go. Breathe into the body, slow and deep, filling up with that quality of nurturance. Begin to bring movement back sweetly to the fingers and toes, the wrists and ankles. You let the head gently drop side to side. And you can stretch out like you're just waking up, or you can simply curl to one side. In whatever way is easy for you, you can come to sit. You can place your hands back at your heart, or hand to heart, hand to belly. And honor yourself for nurturing yourself through practice today. May it support you and guide you through the week into this new month. Take a deep, deep breath in and sigh it out. I bow to you. Thank you so much for practicing today. Hope to see you soon.